everybody, it's alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus from Threshold of Hineni and the Widow Ruckelshaus, and I just thought I would share with you some of the things that I got this year to help me organize for next year. For 2021. 2020 has been quite the year, and it's not going to all end magically on December 31st or anything like that, or January 1st. But I always like to organize myself. I haven't really done this since my husband died, and so I wanted to get off to a good start for this next year. I like being organized, as you can tell from my very, very messy desk. Believe it or not, messy people are often very organized. We know exactly where in this mess everything is. And that's often the way creatives are. But I like to plan out my goals and objectives for the coming quarter. And I do that a quarter at a time, and then I break it down into weeks from those objectives. But I just wanted to show you what I had gotten, partly because this might help inspire you, and partly because they're just like really pretty. And when I have something really pretty, that itself inspires me to use it. So I got this really cool, and I'll put links below. These are all from Amazon. I got this really cool leather notebook, and I have another one from this company that's a small one that I use as kind of my step-by-step manual for when I'm ready to publish a book. I'm an independent indie publisher, an independent publisher on Amazon, and so I have to go through all the steps of getting a book ready to publish and everything. So I have a separate notebook for that because there are a lot of steps in it, and since I don't write books every day, or publish them every day anyway, it's hard to remember how to do that. So I got this one for organizing my year, and one of the things that I like about it is that it's a binder, and so you can take these pages out. So I can use these for this year, or even maybe this quarter. I may end up using all the pages in one quarter. I can take them out and I can replace them with more of the same pages. And this company puts out these pages in this really nice brown paper. I got the blank ones. They also have pages that are lined. So you can buy a package of replacement paper and take out some of this blank paper and put in some lined if you want. And I may end up ordering some for that. But I really like just being able to have that space free so that I can organize things however I want to. Another thing that I got to go with it, because it just really helps me to color code things, are these pens. And I've tried out a lot of different pens over the years, and my favorite one, of course, for writing with black is the one that I always show you all, the Uniball, and I'll put a link to that too. These are my favorite pens. Whenever I hand somebody a pen to use, they write with it a little bit and they go, wow, this is the best pen ever. So I end up giving a lot of them away, and sometimes I'll send these with my journals and stuff too. It's just a very smooth writing instrument, and I get the bold, so it writes with a nice bold line, but they also have fine. But anyway, these particular pens are fine lined, and they have 24 different colors, which I really like. And I'm just going to show you what a fine line they write with, because I've written with other colored felt tip kind of pens before that are supposed to be fine line, and they really haven't been fine. So here, this is how fine. Okay, so this is like, what you would see as a really fine line pen, but the colors are very vivid. I really like those. And I'll show you with this one, because this is bold. This is bold. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference there. All right, but anyway, so I really like these. So I use these pens to help me organize specifically my weeks and days, because having things color-coded helps me to block out my day. And what I mean by that is I try to do like things at once. So if I need to make a bunch of videos, I try to do all of those. I batch them into 1 or 2 days rather than having one video per day, even though that's the way that you see them, as one video per day. Okay, so another thing that I got to help me is graph paper. I like to make charts. I have one going right now here where I'm just trying to track some things to see kind of like what my monthly cycle is. and how that relates to like the phases of the moon and stuff. That's just my own thing right now. Actually, I shouldn't say it's my own thing. It's something that um, that a woman that I'm taking a class from suggested. But she well, let's just say, yeah, she did that. I'm not going to go into a big explanation of that, but anyway, so I'm tracking things to just kind of see how things cycle through monthly and everything, and see if that has anything to do with the phases of the moon for me, and stuff. And so anyway, so the reason I had this open was to show you the graph paper. Sorry. And so, I can use graph paper to chart things like that, or to make graphs and stuff. But I use the graph paper for a lot of different things, for keeping track of something, for charting things, for graphing things, and so on. Whereas I will use this paper for writing things out, for pros and cons, for scheduling and batching, and so on. Okay. One of the neat things, though, about this graph paper is that it came in a package with several other things that work with this binder, because you want to make sure that you get the things that have the right holes. I don't think that these were from the same company. I'll look and see, but I will, like I said, I'll put the links for them. So this all came in a package, everything that I'm going to show you now. So there's the graph paper, and then there are these dividing pages that I haven't even taken out or opened yet. But it'll be really nice to have tabs. I'm just getting started on organizing my next quarter, and so I haven't put these in yet. But these will have different tabs for like what I'm charting, what are my goals for the quarter, and how am I doing on those? What are my goals for the week, my daily goals, and then lists of things such as things that I need to work on, or the books that I want to read, or topics that I want to do videos on, and so on and so forth. And then there's also these little sheets, protective sheets. They're really nice for putting things into, and so I can put these again all throughout the binder if I want to. And so there's one that's a full-size zipper pocket, like that. Okay. And that goes into the binder. And then there are these two, there's one that's a half sheet, and then two that are a quarter sheet that you can put stuff into. And then these have little tabs here that I could put a paper behind to say what it is or something. So that's really helpful. And then it also came with these little tabs, post-it note type tabs. And so those will be really helpful too. So anyway, that's just, I might show you as I go through my quarter how that's working and stuff. This is a method that I've used, I don't know how many years. I've used it over and over and over, so I know that it works really well. I've usually done it in like several different notebooks, so this is the first time I think that I'm keeping it all together in one big notebook. And then I also put post-it notes up on my wall that are organized by category and by whether they're things that I have as a goal for the quarter, specific tasks, and then these are things that I need to do, and then as I plan to do them for that week, I put them down in the next section, and then as I finish them, I put them down in the next section, and that's on my wall. I'll show you that a different time, and actually I'll link the video that inspired me to do that from a few years ago from another author, and you might enjoy seeing how she explains it and everything. It's a very good method, and it's worked very, very well for me. It's also just really motivating to see all those different colors and see the post-it notes moving down my wall as I get things accomplished. So I'm kind of a visual person. I'm more of an auditory learner, but I'm visual as far as getting things completed and goals and everything, and so it really helps me to have that up on the wall like that. So anyway, I thought that this would be helpful for you and maybe inspire you to get ready to organize 2021 for yourself. I would really recommend maybe having a couple of yearly goals, but organize those by quarters. Just do your quarterly goals the first quarter at one time, and don't try to come up with goals for your entire year, because how well you do on your first quarter goals is going to influence what you need to do for your second quarter and so on. Oh, I also want to just kind of tell a little story about how I started doing quarterly goals, and that's when I was in my 20s and just out of college. I worked at the YMCA in the Silicon Valley in their executive office. And I worked for 6 vice presidents and the president of the YMCA of Santa Clara Valley. And each person there had to come up with their quarterly goals. And I typed those for each of those people. And so it really taught me about doing the quarterly goals. They came up with their quarterly goals, and they would have a meeting with the president and go over which of their previous quarter goals they had succeeded at meeting and which ones needed to go on to the next quarter. And so it was a really good way of not only organizing your future quarter, but also evaluating the past quarter and getting those things done. And when you had your goals lined up for the quarter, then you broke those down into individual objectives, which are the individual tasks that need to be done. Kind of the bigger tasks, like it might take you, a week or even a month to do that. But then each day or each week, I've really settled on each week, coming up with a list of the specific small tasks that you have to do to meet the goals that you've set out for that particular quarter, and what you're going to work on that week. And that really helped. I have at times tried to set forth what my goals are for each day, and that doesn't work very well for me because different things come up. So if you have goals set for a week, then you just keep working right through those. And if you have a general schedule already set up, like I do YouTube on certain days, I do sorting my late husband's estate on certain days, I do writing on certain days, and so on and so forth. So I know, I have 3 hours on Tuesday and 3 hours on Thursday to work on recording videos. Then I know to just put down 6 hours worth for the week. And if something happens so that I'm only able to do 2 hours on one day, then I know I need to do, space that out to other times. And so that really works well for organizing. Anyway, I just thought that I would throw that out there. If you're interested in more details on how to do those things, let me know, and I can do some videos like that. All right, I love you all. I will see you later. Bye-bye.